Imagine for a minute that every single time the weather changes, even just a little bit, your child's sinuses and nasal passages get jammed up and they are instantly congested. Now, imagine that every single time they're around another child who's even slightly teething, battling a cold, or has some seasonal allergies, they get instant nasal congestion as well. Well, for many families, this is not a imaginative story. This is real life. And if you're watching this and you've gotten this far, it's probably happening in your family too. When you consider how many things can trigger nasal congestion and stuffy nose and combine it with the factors that first cause and create these problems in kids and adults, well, you'll see why the action steps and natural solutions that we talk through are so desirable and in high demand for countless families. So, parents, especially those of stuck in the cycle, immune challenged kiddos, questioning where's it coming from? Why would you're trying everything? Gotta get that congestion out, get it out of here. Well, we're here. We're here to help you as a parent to better understand the causes of nasal congestion and then, not just understanding, obviously, there's got to be a solution, help find the right care options. Now, while seasonal allergies and other illnesses are common culprits, several other triggers can lead to nasal congestion, including environmental factors, medications, and hormonal changes. We're going to cover it all. We're going to get your family some relief and we're going to free up those sinuses, get the boogies out without all the nasty short and long-term side effects that drugs and medications often create. Now, if you saw my last video, I talked a little bit about a little girl named Kylie who has done fantastic with neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic care. Oftentimes, a large worry will be a parent saying, "My child mouth breathes." Well, nobody wants to be a mouth breather. But when there is so much congestion up through here that they can't breathe through their nose, that's all they've got. They can only breathe through their mouth. Now, the thing is, when that congestion comes on, oftentimes it's either a constant or parents know that, oh, here we go. We're going to have 2 weeks of battling this to get the immune system back on track. And it's really just going to be a struggle. And honestly, that's why conquering this matters so much. We've got to stop that cycle of sickness from the top down and get it out. And while traditional approaches are always blaming the outside invaders, such as pollen and cold viruses for nasal congestion, colds, and really illnesses of all kinds, our goal and our view is that we take a little different approach and we look at things from the inside out instead of that outside in perspective. In nearly every single child or adult struggling with nasal congestion in our practice over the last, I don't know, forever, we found the same culprit again and again. And that is subluxation. That is irritation or interference within that autonomic nervous system, the way that it can function and trigger the correct and appropriate responses within the gut and immune systems. Now, with nasal congestion, allergies, and the common cold, these are terms that every house is familiar with. And it's likely this kind of subluxation autonomic nervous system looking deeper into the wiring in the inside of the body. It may be a new term for you. Simply put, subluxation means stress, tension, interference, irritation within that nervous system, which is going to lead to congestion. Subluxation is present when there are three different elements at play. And these three elements are the following. We get misalignment of joints or structures within the spine or even cranial bones. Now, facial and nasal bones are included in here, a very important link. There's going to be a reduced range of motion or mobility through these joints, but also the muscles and the tissues that attach and adhere to them that are also going to interact with other structures. Then also the nail in the coffin, neurological interference and imbalance. Essentially what we're getting here is dysautonomia. That autonomic nervous system is not doing the job that it is intended to. Each of these three factors, in turn, contributes greatly to nasal congestion, to chest congestion. And there are other similar health challenges due to these three issues that arise from subluxation. The misalignments can literally close off or limit the available space for mucus and fluid to move through and drain properly. I call that poor plumbing. The reduced range of motion and the fixations prevent the mucus and lymphatic fluid from being moved along and massaged through the system appropriately. with movement. Because remember, we're not just talking bone here, we're talking soft tissue and attachment points. And finally, that neurological imbalance and dysautonomia is going to create more neuromuscular constriction and tension, and it's going to leave the body in a sympathetic dominant, stress stuck on, gas pedal down. The police are behind me and the blue lights are on. I'm really not feeling so good. Pro-inflammatory state. And that's going to increase mucus production and it's going to weaken the immune response. So if you or your child has been experiencing nasal congestion for a lot longer than you should have been, then it's likely you've already exhausted all of the at-home medical treatment options for it. You've done the neti pot. You have gone and you have sniffed ocean water until you're blue. Don't do that. Don't do that. You've done nasal aspirators. You've done the nose Frida thingy. You've got a turkey baster ball and you're trying to get that stuff out of there, which gross. Make sure you wash it before Thanksgiving and so forth. And they have provided temporary and mild relief, but they don't get to the root cause. It comes back. There are all sorts of things like decongestants, antihistamines, and even corticosteroids that are either over the counter or prescribed. But again, they are not addressing that root cause, and they can come with plenty of other side effects, including weakening or further imbalancing that immune system over time. Remember, time is a big factor here, long-term side effects. And this is why today there are tons and tons of parents, literally millions of parents that are searching for this stuff and finding neurologically focused chiropractic adjustments to help address that root cause, the subluxation head on, and to stimulate and improve sinus, throat, and chest congestion naturally. It is amazing some of the work that we can do when we're adding a little bit of cranial work into a child that has very, very stuffed up heavy sinuses. We get the boogies out. And not only is this going to help in the short term, but it's also going to look to strengthen that neuroimmuno link over time, which can lead to a stronger and more robust immune system for your child down the road. So if this is you, I'm here. Let's stop this cycle. Just like we worked with Kylie and her family, this is the part where we can stop the start of more immune struggles. We can conquer this first step, and addressing that cause is probably going to stop the cycle of sickness from either perpetuating or, it's September. This stuff's fall's going to happen. We're going to get it. I'd like to help it from even starting this year. If you've got questions, if this piqued your interest, drop me a DM below, shoot me a carrier pigeon, send me a letter. Just show up at the office and say hi. I don't care. I'm here to talk. I'm here to help. If you know somebody, a friend or somebody outside your immediate family that this might hit home with, please share it with them. Tell them to give us a look. You can read more about this week in our blog post, which is hosted up on our site, and you can get to it just by popping through our link tree. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you soon. Take care.